have a list of things that I would describe Eyes in the Woods as. Queer, sisterly, coming of age.
And it gets more and more scary, and it gets more and more gay as the show goes on.
I think it's a queer Goosebumps book.
It's about these two sisters who go into the woods, they go into their cabin in the woods, and their parents leave them. This is literally exactly what Ayla said. This is like word for word.
I had no idea you were panning to me.
I think this show is very good at representing queer love in a very beautiful way. The story of Brooklyn, like Brooklyn's arc, is very much a coming out story.
I'll have so much fun with my girlfriend.
Hey!
Hey! What did you say?
Girlfriend?
Brooklyn's kind of the bulldog where, like she comes across as like really, really harsh or like kind of cutthroat at start and like as if she doesn't love her parents, but really she loves them. Like she does love them. There's just so much like anxiety brewing in her head, like it's hard to get past that wall.
Your parents don't know that we talk, do they?
I very much was Brooklyn when I was in high school. Like there's so many elements of Brooklyn that I was like, yep, that's me from like 16-year-old Ayla. Which is kind of sweet because I just got to bring in a lot of my own kind of things, but also create this whole other world for Brooklyn. Like I didn't like authority at all, and I was a person that would show up in school wearing ripped jeans, oversized band t-shirts, listening to rock music, saying like screw everyone in this school, like I'm much cooler than you guys. Yeah. But then like deep down there's the like anxiety or like the trouble brewing.
And the people who are supposed to protect us are in on it.
Wait here.
It's very like camp counselor of like, isn't nature awesome?
Wait here. I'm going to as well.
But not put on. Like, I really do like this job. If it wasn't for all this other bad stuff, all this weird, supernatural, paranormal, I don't know about any of this, I'd love this job. I'd stay here forever. And maybe I will.
Throw Norton a bone, dude.
You think you have them identified and then you don't.
I feel like Octavia is definitely the boss.
All good.
It's a very tricky internal battle of like trusting your gut instinct versus what you think you're supposed to do.
I remember the first spoken day that I had. Everybody was in the room. It was a very heated thing. And so just seeing all the pieces of it being put together, everybody had to work together in order to make one little moment shine in just the right way.
It's a tricky balance of militant, hard-nosed, like authority figure battling that relationship with Natasha.
When they see Natasha, like what's something that they should know about the character?
Mommy issues.
I think there were times that Ayla, Lily, and I would show up that day and go, what's going on in this scene?
The scene that really, really helped us create a dynamic that established for the rest of the show. Sam is upstairs listening into the conversation that Nat and I are having.
I've been out here in this small town without anybody to like, who understands me, who I can spend time with.
We were filming it and like, I completely forgot there were crew in the background because we were just like so in it. I think having that scene of like closeness and bonding between the characters really helped be like, okay, this is how we're gonna play for the rest of the show. Because it was like day 2 we filmed that.
By knowing where I end up, I can kind of adjust it to where we need to start. Natasha at the beginning is so much different from Natasha at the end. There's something inside of her that she's like, this is real and this is important to me and I will continue to go after this even though other people are trying to put me down.
The script kind of laid out how comfortable and close they were and how like easy their relationship was to just like fall back into when they saw each other, and there was like so much excitement and love.
Now that my person is here, I want to spend time with my person. Sorry, Sam.
I felt angry as Sam but the switch up would be so lovely, and it just snapped us all out of that. So it allowed us to exist in that space of going like, hey, you pissed me off, but also like, you're so wonderful. And Alice would be like, hey, like, are you okay? Let's go tap dance.
Okay, now everybody tap dance.
It was like 2 a.m. We were in like this forest. It was freezing cold, and it had been terrible weather that entire week.
I had on layers where it wasn't like getting down like your back, because your back is one of your like central heating areas, so it can really mess up how you're feeling.
And I'm in this like tiny cotton shirt and pajamas.
So like locks you in, it locks you the in.
I was just like getting protective. I was like, let me just hug you so you can stay warm.
When you're doing this as a character, it gives you a chance to like put it out there.
It's so cold.
That really put me in it, and you're just in this like space of like, I'm really going through this.
But then, as a opposite, there was a day where we were filming on a roof, and I hate heights, and I was not having a good time getting up that ladder.
Oh, sweet. Does that mean I get down now?
I was like clinging to the shingles, and Lily was acting like the big sister in that moment.
Like, you're literally my sibling. I'm the oldest sibling myself. I have 3 siblings, and it was like getting to see one of the siblings that I didn't live with. Like, I was like, you're related to me, but you're not.
She was like, it's okay. You'll be all right. Look, you're not that high up. And I was like, I can't move. And she was like, that's fine. You don't have to move.
Ayla was just so amazing to work with. They were so passionate about what they're doing. They taught me so much.
There's so many moments throughout filming that are so memorable and so lovely. Yeah, it was a lot. Love that girl.
Sorry. I hope you liked it. Morgan, please keep that take.
I really like that Sam has so many traits, but mostly she's just kind and gentle. Like, she's always broadcasting these other traits, like sometimes she's snappy or defensive, but above all, she's kind.
You ran into a tree. I ran into a tree.
I was really intentional with the way that, like, I understood her storyline was her going from, you know, trying to hold on to her being a kid, and she's not that anymore, and she's kind of dealing with that.
I will have fun.
I made like a more subtle motion of like tugging on her clothes and not feeling so comfortable in what she's wearing, because she's like, I'm not what I used to be anymore, and I'm different, and I don't want to be different. Especially with the overalls. I really, really, really love the overalls. They're like, to me, they're like Sam's trademark. And one thing I really liked about them was that they're actually too short. And for me, that was like a physical, she was growing up and she couldn't go back. She doesn't like that, but even if she's trying to hold on to those old things of her past, they don't fit her anymore. Like, she's literally physically outgrowing them.
It's a pretty straight shot.
I think Brooklyn uses a lot of those like costumes and props and stuff as like a shield, but it's also still a part of like her personality, don't get me wrong. I was noticing like all these people in bands were wearing like safety pins as the earrings, and I was like, I want to do that too. And then Julie again came through and found like something really cool. It looked so awesome, and every single person on the show was just like, your earrings are awesome, and I was like, I know, they're so sick.
I like how much, what is that phrase? I like how much crap was on me. Where they're Julie and Hannah, and then the props team, I think headed up by Casper, but Casey and Nate were there as well. Just a whole bunch of stuff on the belt. And I was telling you about this in the editing process. I love a belt with stuff on it. One of the most common things you'll hear actors say is like, I don't know what to do with my hands here, because you don't want to do this, and you don't always want to. So you have, oh man, a belt with stuff on it, you get to kind of sashay. Love that. It's also it feels very cop ranger to kind of always have hands on belt or like hiking up the pants.
Like, the wardrobe felt, it was incredible, like, but it also had this sense of stiffness, and when you put it on, it just felt like, okay, I'm in, and it felt like she just was something powerful about that, with the hat and the badge, and just, a sense of very stiff and very proper.
I always wear this little locket, and I said, Julie, can I wear this locket? And something that's really fun is that as we were filming, I would find little things and I've put them in here. Because when you have a locket, everybody goes, what's in that?
What is in that?
There's a little tiny shell from when we were filming in Sundry. A little dried lilac that Ayla gave me. I wanna shout out Julie and Hannah for their incredible wardrobe that they created. I think they created kind of color palettes and I think a couple of patterns that represented each character. Because I remember going in for my fitting and being like, oh, Natasha gets to wear some stripes. Isn't that Sam's thing? And Julie was like, yeah, it is. It's the whole purpose is showing that Natasha and Sam are a lot more similar than they really see at the beginning.
Was that good? Did you like that?
I love the shift in her costumes. She's so bright at the beginning. She's this bright shirt and these overalls. It just really kind of crafted this kid persona of she still wants to be a kid. But then as it shifts and she's gradually kind of accepting that this won't happen and she can't hold on to this, her costumes slowly get darker and more true to who she is as a teenager. And I really like that because I believe as the episodes go on, she stops being that uncomfortable in her clothes and with technically who she is. And the props were all so special because they were just the amount of intention and effort put into every single thing made it all look so together and perfect. In Sam's room, I think we filmed, it was one of the last days, and there were just steel figurines, and her room was just so meticulously put together, and it was just so beautiful to see all of everything I was in, all the sets, all the props. It just made me feel like I was I was Sam. I had the emotions, I had the script and these lines and these costumes, and when you're in that the place of seeing all this, it really puts you in that.
I'm a big fan of Praneet. I find Praneet really intoxicating as a performer. He's a lovely man. He's a dear friend of mine.
I wanted a place that wasn't broken. A place that didn't make me feel scared and alone.
He's such an incredible actor, and it was so nice to bounce off of him because he's terrifying.
Once you see what I've seen, you change your mind.
He brings such an electricity to the show. I feel as soon as he enters the scene, it's almost like the genre of the show changes, where you go, oh, we're in a different show now.
Praneet, he scared the jeepers out of me. I really liked that scene because I was like, yeah, that was cinematic.